Good morning, seventh graders. So we are going to actually get into the book today. And so on the agenda, you should have seen, or you should be seeing, that you are going to page 3, and you need to make sure that you have, a writing utensil to go through and do some example problems with me in the book, as well as a calculator, because we will today be going through and calculating some problems on ratios. So chapter 1 is on ratios and proportional reasoning. So last year in 6th grade, your chapter 1 was the exact same thing. So you did the introductory part of ratios and proportional reasoning last year. Now we're going to look at this year, just going a little deeper with the understanding and some different problems. So by the end of this chapter, if you look in the upper right-hand corner, there's this essential question. We're going to be able to know how you can show that two objects are proportional. So let's get started. Okay, so if you could go to page 10, and let's start taking a look at some different types of problems. Let's look at some examples and then try some together. So on the top of page 10, it talks about finding a unit rate. And this is definitely something that you did last year in 6th grade. So as a reminder, first off, if you take a look, it shows a rate is here. For example, 160 beats in 2 minutes. So the rates that are being compared are beats and minutes. So there's 160 beats, heartbeats in 2 minutes. You want to try to find how many beats per minute. So down below, this is where we're going to find that unit rate. And so unit rate hopefully sounds familiar. You're going to find per 1. You're going to find where that denominator is 1. So if you were to take 160 beats and divide it by 2 minutes, you would find that you have 80 beats per minute. So down below in the table, it just gives you some different examples of different types of rates, unit rates, that we're going to do for examples within the chapter. We'll see quite a bit with miles per hour, average speed, miles per gallon, gas mileage, and then number of dollars per pound, how much per pound, or how much per ounce, or how much per one item, unit price. So we're actually going to come right down to the got it's. Knowing that you did these last year, this should be a review. So let's go right in and start calculating some. So it says find each unit rate, round to the nearest hundredth if necessary. So if it's $300 for something for 6 hours, we're going to try to find out how much it is for 1 hour. So I'm going to show my work here, and as you're in your book right now, you should be doing the same thing. With your unit rates, we're going to ask that you take and write it as a fraction problem. So we're going to do $300 divided by 6 hours, just like that. And so your calculator that I said you were going to need, we're going to divide this out. Or honestly, you might know this without using your calculator. $300 divided by 6. So if we divide it, you would see $50 per 1 hour for letter A. It does say to round to the nearest hundredth if necessary. We don't need to. That's only going to pertain if we have some decimal answers. We're good here. Letter B. 220 miles on 8 gallons of gas. So let's find out how many miles per that 1 gallon. So I'm going to take and set it up as a fraction. Now notice when I do these, I'm writing the labels next to each one. The labels are important so you understand what you are truly solving for. So we're going to find out miles per gallon, MPG, how many miles per gallon. So let's try it. Let's divide it out. We're going to do 220 divided by 8. And as we do this, you should be calculating it as I'm calculating it. And when you do, and you look in your calculator, you should see this, 27.5 miles per 1 gallon. And so another way of writing this, and this was on the table on page 3, you could do this, 27.5 mpg. And so if you're ever in your car with your parents or a sibling or grandparents, take a look. You might see that on the dashboard, the mpg, miles per gallon. And in this case, 27.5 miles per gallon. Okay, so I'm going to do one problem with you that has to do with money. So we're going to take a look at letter C. So this is on the next page in letter C for the got it. Find the unit price if a 4-pack of mixed fruit sells for $2.12. So when you deal with money, any type of money problem, you always want to make sure money is in the numerator. Always. And you want to divide by the quantity in the denominator. So those are how the problems are going to be set up with money. So, when you look at letter C, the money is listed last. Don't put that in the denominator. Don't take the problem and just assume that 4 goes on the top, the 212 goes in the bottom. You're trying to find how much per one. And so when we go to set it up, we're going to find out how much per one of these mixed fruit containers. So if it's 212 for 4, right? Money on top, 212 divided by 4. You should see in your calculator 53 cents per one fruit. It's not really one pack. One fruit in that 4-pack is 53 cents. So I'm going to have you try some just to review, because again, these were ones that you've learned last year. So you're now going to go to page 13. And on page 13, in this independent practice here, I want you to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to find each unit rate. You're going to round to the nearest hundredth if necessary. Nearest hundredth, two places past the decimal point if you need to. So you're going to pause the video right now. And while the video is paused, you're going to, in your book, work these problems out. Use your calculator. Find out per one the unit rate for each of those 4. Okay, so hopefully you took the time and worked all 4 of those problems out. And notice as you check your answers right now on the screen that, here's the setup of each problem. So I took each problem into fraction form. I have my labels there so I understand what I'm solving for. And then I go through that process of dividing it out and getting my answer. So here, like in number 1, 60 miles per hour, it's the same thing as saying 60 mph. You'll see that often as well. So I wanted to show it both ways. And then the money problem also I want to point out in number 4, again, notice the money is on top. You're putting that dollar amount in the numerator and dividing it by the quantity. So $1.48 per pound. Okay, so if you made mistakes on here, you are always welcome to go back and fix those mistakes. These are practice problems. They're for you so that you have the notes in the book for you to go back to and refer. All right, so I want to try a couple more. We're going to go back up. So we're going to go back up to page 12. And I would like to do number 1 with you here in the guided practice. So it says CD Express offers 44 CDs for $60. And then Music Place offers 6 CDs for $75. Which store offers the better buy? So we want to see which of the stores we would want to go to that's going to give us the better deal. So over here, we're going to find our unit rate. I'm going to start with CD Express and set this problem up. Now remember, again, we're talking money. So we want to make sure that that $60 is on top, and we divide it by the 4 CDs. So we know how much it is for just one CD. So if we do that, 60 divided by 4, we're looking at $15 per one CD. Now we're going to compare that to Music Place. So I'm going to put MP. And now they have a deal where it's $75 for 6. So we're looking to see if they have a better deal. Music Place has a better deal for 1. So we're going to set that up. Money divided by quantity, 75 divided by 6. You see 12.5 on your calculator screen. Now, it's dollar signs, right? We're talking about money. And so at this point, since you know you're talking about money and you just have to get used to that and understanding the problem, that it's a money problem, we got to put that dollar sign in. But the other piece here too is you can't forget the 0. So it's not like you're going to say $12.5. It's $12.50 per one CD. Okay, so if you're looking for that better deal and you're comparing these two here, I would have to say, right, Music Place has that better deal. You're getting a cheaper or better buy at Music Place per one CD. Okay, so now we're going to come back down and we're going to go to number 7. And so I'm back on page 13. I know I'm jumping around, but I'm trying to chunk these problems out for you. So that way, when you go to do some more examples here shortly, the ones I'm giving you, the problems that you're going to try, I just showed examples of. All right, Ben can type 153 words in 3 minutes. At this rate, how many words can he type in 10 minutes? So there's 2 things. Oops, sorry about that. So sometimes you'll notice with the pen I use, it's not the greatest handwriting, so I apologize. I really don't write like that in real life, but it's a very touchy little pen, so here we go. So 153 words in 3 minutes, and we're looking how many words can he type in 10? So let's figure out first, since this is a 2-part problem, let's talk about how many words he can type in 1 minute. All right, so we set it up, 153 words divided by 3 minutes. So let's calculate that. And you should see, I just did it again. So you should see 51 words per 1 minute. Okay, well, we're not done because it's asking you, well, how many can you type in 10 minutes then? Okay, well, if I know he can type 51 words in 1 minute, wouldn't I want to take and multiply that by 10 minutes? And if I do, 51 times 10, 510 words per minute. Done. 2 parts to that problem there. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to stop again, and I'm going to have you try some problems based on the examples we've done. So now we're going to go to the extra practice. So you're going to go to page 15. And on page 15, you're going to try 18, 19, and 20. And then once you do 18, 19, and 20, you're going to go to the next page. and it'll say Common Core Spiral Review. You'll see 25, 26, 27, just to review some fractions. So once again, extra practice. You're going to work now 18, 19, 20. And that Common Core Spiral Review 25, 26, 27. So be honest with yourself, right? Pause the video, work those problems out while the video is paused. Once you see and feel like you have those correct, then you can unpause the video and check your answers. Okay, so hopefully you took your time and you went through these problems and again, showed the work to calculate your unit rates. Now, when you see my answers, make sure that you have work shown like that. Set those fractions up. Show that you're dividing. Show those labels. Show that you understand what you're solving for. So number 18 is 14 cents per ounce, and it's rounded to the nearest hundredth. And so I just showed the decimal, the original decimal, and how you're rounding to that nearest hundredth there. 15, 32 miles per gallon, 32 mpg. Number 20, you were comparing 3 different packages of water, 6-pack, a 9-pack, and a 12-pack. And so what you're doing is you're finding that better deal. So I underlined it in pink here. Which package costs the least per bottle? What is the better deal if you go grocery shopping at Meijer's and you're comparing the packages of water? Which is going to be the package that saves you a little bit of money? And so if you do unit rate on all 3 of those, you're going to find the 9-pack of water for $4.50 is going to be 50 cents per bottle, and that is the cheaper, the better deal compared to the 6-pack and the 12-pack per bottle. So now if you take a look and you go down to the Common Core Spiral Review, these are just fractions, multiplication and division of fractions, and so you can check your answers here. So at this point, we're all set with the lesson for today. You should check to make sure that you didn't miss any notes, anything that you need to go back to, because you can always go back in the video and take a look at the work again. And if I went too fast, if you need to catch up on writing, if you didn't give yourself enough time, whatever the case may be, you can go back in that video and take a look at all the work that we did and the examples. So at this point, you're all set, and you'll look at the agenda and see what's next for you to do. I will talk to you tomorrow.